The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Thursday, you're looking live at Tostitos Championship Plaza outside Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas, where it is 81 degrees. The high is 85, the low is 67.
It's beautiful. He is Shannon. That is Nate. This is Kurt Daniels. In the back is Chris Bean, keeping us live and local. I am Salt and Pepper Poppy. Together, we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us when we speak.
Brought to you each and every day by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Y'all smell it? First off, how are y'all?
Fart?
Oh,
Maybe. How are y'all? First time we've been together in a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
How we doing? We good?
Good.
good.
Okay, now do you smell it? Football. Right on the other side of that wall. Kinda.
Underwear Olympics.
Yeah.
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 It's close.
OTAs.
OTAs.
Yeah. So, anybody go out there earlier? Look, care? Anybody care?
I'm not.
Nobody cares?
Not me.
Great.
Not yet.
Okay. Well, nice show.
Oh my God!
What are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we doing this again? OTAs have started. No Micah Parsons contract. What are we doing?
Good. Good job, Micah.
What are we doing?
Like that?
Yes.
They say he's holding out not because of the money, but because Mr. Jones don't know who his agent is.
Yeah.
Punked his agent, so
Yeah.
he's like, it's personal now.
Yeah, it's personal.
Like, why are we doing this?
This is Micah not being here is common law.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
it.
sir.
You pay the man his money.
I'm not talking about that. I get that. I agree with Micah. Why are we not paid the man his? This is deja vu. What's the definition of insanity?
Doing the same thing over
Doing
and
the
over
same,
again.
expecting a
Cowboys
different
fan.
result.
Cowboy fan got that tattooed on their
Why?
on their chest.
You've known for 5 years, 4 years that this was going to happen at this time of year? And every year it costs you money, and it costs you collateral, and it costs you.
And they always wind up paying them what
Do
they want.
okay, so my question is, do they do this on purpose to stay in the news and stay relevant and have the buzz?
So a good friend of mine, and happy birthday to my good friend Jeffrey Cravanaugh.
Happy birthday, Jeff.
He had a theory that when I heard it, I said, And the more I've thought about it, the more I potentially believe it.
You subscribe to this theory?
I think so.
Tell us, please.
So Jeff said,
Love a good old conspiracy theory.
Jeff said that one of the reasons why the Cowboys wait to the very last minute to pay players is because
They don't have the money.
No, they have the money. They want to keep the money in the bank and
For the
allow it to
interest?
keep growing interest.
Yes, the interest.
Really?
Yeah.
So if I pay him early, I can't keep collecting interest on this
That's
money.
that business. That's that business.
If I wait to the very last moment, I still get an opportunity. The money's gonna get paid, right? Like we are all under the knowledge and sound mind of Micah's gonna get paid, right? Like he would be the absolute weirdest one that you decide not to pay, right? You paid Zeke, you paid Zach, you paid Dak, you paid CD, you paid all the other holdouts, Tank, and everybody else that hold it. They got paid.
Yeah.
So there's no, in my mind, it's not an if, it's when.
Right.
But the theory of that money continues to collect interest as long as it is in his bank account and not
I've
Micah's.
always
Man, we
I
need to
told
get
somebody
Jerry on the
that
show to
about
ask
4 years ago, and they laughed at me. I said they would just wait because it ain't like it's $10,000, 5% interest.
Right.
It's $31 million. You know what I'm saying? 10% interest because you dictate to the bank. I need 10%. If you want this $31 million, I need 10%.
Here,
think so? Wow.
So according to ChatGPT, the simple interest rate, which I'm sure when you have as much money as Mr. Jones, there's
It ain't
all
simple.
kinds of
Yeah.
funky interest rates.
FAMU.
Simple interest rate on, let's just say, $100 million over 1 year is $1 million. You up that to 10%, that's $10 million. $10 extra million for holding on to that. Let's just say it's $100 million that you have to pay Micah.
Yeah.
$10 million over the course of a year could be. That's a lot of money.
Astronomical.
That's a lot of money.
See what I'm saying? Like, so
I told somebody that, man, they
theory
laughed.
is not a far-fetched
No,
theory.
Yeah.
it's not.
It's like I'm gonna give him the money.
So if it costs them an extra $20 million on the back end, they still made $80
I
million.
still ain't made $80 million. $80 million now. I can go invest that in something else.
I can hang on to that to the last minute and make another.
See,
million.
they're playing money games that we don't even.
That's the
equate.
business side of football,
Right, we don't even
right?
equate. We don't even understand that because we don't even play in those fields. We don't that playground, that type of rich money playground. We don't play in that field. We pay taxes. They get around it. Yeah. We don't get it. We don't play in that playground. And it might be far fetched, but
It's closer to the truth than whatever these other guys making up.
You blame them for doing that?
no, not the business
Why
side.
would you?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Unless
All
you,
this is kind of
Only
blowing
on
my mind.
hanging. Only on hanging.
you guys talk about this all the time. The star and the players talk about the tours and all that stuff. That's the thing. If you don't have as a football team, if it's just football, that stuff doesn't come with it. Your football. Jerry has so many different interests and so many different business. He understands that part of it. Like he understands, like, okay, now if I do this, that I totally could buy into that.
And like
He gets that. That's how his mind
he
works.
gets it. Like you said, to him, okay, if it costs me an extra $10 to $20 million on the back end, I'm still $80 million up, right? I'm still 80 up, and because we have to believe that there is enough financially literate people, contractually literate people that are roaming in this building. I mean, hell, you can get any Tom, Dick, or Harry to get on the internet and tell you how a contract was broken down, right? That's not a hard thing to do. There's enough YouTube pages, if you go on there, they'll tell you how this is slotted for this. All you have to do is go say, who was the last person to get the highest paid non-quarterback contract? There's the blueprint. There's the foundation. Yeah. And now we build off that. When Jerry came out a month or so ago and he said, or they alluded to that he and Micah had a meeting of the minds. They sat in a room and they came to some sort of figure, whether it be years, money, guarantee, whatever that number is. Jerry walked out of that meeting and said, cool, now I know. Now I know what the number is. Now, I don't got to sign it today because today doesn't change the number being what it is, give or take $1 million or $2 million.
Yeah.
Right? And that's all dependent upon if Trey Hendrickson gets a deal. That now takes him over. Who was it? Myles Garrett has the last, right? He's the last highest paid deal,
So yeah.
or whatever. Whoever's the last person that had the last non-quarterback highest
for the
paid
Raiders.
Crosby.
Defensive end, Crosby.
Yeah. So right there's my foundation. Okay. I know that's whatever Max Crosby got. That's where I start. That's not a hard thing to deal with. Now we can kind of play a tug of war with the years, maybe if there's some other underlining thing, off-season bonuses, you got to be here, this, that, and the third. That's minutia in the whole grand scheme of things. If I got the big numbers down, the years, the guarantees, if I have those down, it's now just, oh, okay, cool.
Do you think the player and agent recognize this and they're okay with it?
I think if I think David Malugeta is as smart as I believe he is, sure.
He probably loves it.
But for his thing is, it's the quicker he can get it signed, the quicker the interest gets in his bank account.
Yeah,
Right? The quicker he has something for David Malugeta, it's not necessarily the money. It is the money, right? But every passing day that deal isn't signed is a passing day that something catastrophic can happen to one of his most prized possessions.
And in that business, you eat what you kill.
So he's like, hey, let's sign today. Because tomorrow, I mean, life is funny.
Yeah.
Right? Life is funny, and I'm not. This is not me wishing anything negative, but I'm just saying
Weird things happen.
weird things happen. Mike is very active. He's very active. He's traveling now, I believe so, right? So wherever he may land, anything. I mean, you could trip coming out of first class.
Could sumo wrestle.
You can sumo wrestle and tear a toe tendon.
Did that
I don't
last year,
know.
didn't he?
But for David Malugeta, it's the sooner I get this thing inked, the sooner my client becomes the richest non-quarterback deal in NFL history. The richest.
So, and then he can go to every college and say, "See what I did?"
Exactly.
You ever heard of Micah Parsons?
Yeah.
I got
See all these zeros?
Yeah.
I got the richest guaranteed contract in Deshaun Watson.
Right.
I got the richest non-quarterback guarantee in Micah Parsons.
Right.
I got the richest the cornerback contract in NFL history in J.C. Horn.
Right.
Before that, I had the other one in Jalen Ramsey.
Right.
So if
Yeah.
he wants to sign now, he has to take less money. If he wants to wait, then Jerry's going to get his on the back end. Wow. What a shell game.
I'm just saying.
And I can buy into that. So Kurt, call me out if I'm wrong.
Well, you know, the thing about it is you don't have to buy into it. The bank account just grows.
It does, and that's what. This is how the mind works right around here. Is legends? Everybody's heard of legends, right? The way legends started was basically years and years ago. There all these companies that made, concession
Concession
companies,
stand.
right? Like I think Levi and there's some other ones, and they would come into all these venues because, sporting events, you're not in the cooking business. You're
Right.
in the entertainment business, the ticket business, the on-field business. So all these companies had a business where they would come in and they would outsource your food and they bring it on game day.
Basically big time catering.
Caterers, huge for game days, big, hundreds of thousands of people. And, Jerry looked at that model and he was like,
I want in.
I can make a hot dog. We can make hot dogs. We make popcorn. We can make hot dogs. Let me see what they're doing. I can do this for my stadium. And you know what? If I do it good enough, why wouldn't I compete with you guys? So they formed Legends with, I think it was at the time, was it Yankees and Goldman
Yankees
Sachs?
owner. Yeah.
And they were all partners. And they did it, as Jerry does. He gets in there, rolls his sleeves up, he figures it out and goes, you know what? We're actually doing it better than these guys. Let's go get that business. And then that turned into merchandising and ticket sales and premium seating sales and tours. And now it's its own business. And that's just the way. So, yes, 100% I buy it because his mind just thinks.
And now Legends is in half of NFL stadiums across the league.
And other sports and
other sports.
overseas and like everywhere. So that's just.
He's making money at games that he's not even playing.
So he's thinking that way. Yeah, I think football is the most important thing in his life because I think he would do anything to win another one. But like, hey, that money's making money and that money's making money, and why wouldn't? So that totally makes sense.
One thing I'll never forget, and when I heard it, it made sense, but I was just so shocked. And this is how I know that I'll never be able to fully get to the depths of where and how and all the places that Jerry makes money. They were having a conversation about a year or so ago about playing overseas when they had the game in Brazil, right? Was it Brazil? Was it Brazil?
Yeah, yeah.
Chris? The game was in Brazil?
Yeah.
And they were talking about it, and they was asking Jerry, like, hey, would you have a game in Brazil? And he said it so casually that a lot of people just missed out on it.
He did.
He said, basically, no, but said, I like that. I like Brazil. I own a couple car dealerships out there.
Yeah. I remember that, bro.
And I said,
I remember that.
I don't remember that.
A couple of car
Yeah, he said
dealerships
it
in
so
another
casual,
country.
and they let it.
And they just let it
slide
go.
right over, bro.
And I
They
said,
let
wait, what?
Where's
They
the
let it
follow-up?
slide right over.
Like, he was just like, basically, no, if I'm gonna play, I want to give home games up, and if I do, I kind of want to go to Mexico City, the Mexico City type thing. But he said, great people, great place, own a couple car dealerships out there, and it just went on with the next question. And I was like,
Wait.
what?
It's about like, he's just unreal, man. Mm-hmm. Some of the things, 1 year he was number 4, number 5 or 6 highest,
Wealthiest
man. Then 2 years later, he moved up the list, and then he just said it so nonchalant, like, "Oh man, they found out I owned a few more things. And he just kept right on talking. I was like, he just kept right. I was like, wow.
That's great insight, Jesse. Never
I
thought
never
of
thought of that.
Well, bro, I promise they laughed at me when I brought that up. I say he's making more money. I wasn't as elaborate and, specific as Jesse. I'm saying, but he's making money off of these contracts that he hold out. Oh, okay, all right. That's when I first found out that the more money you have, the more when you go to a bank you can negotiate.
Yeah.
When you got millions and millions of dollars and you say, hey, man, I need my money in 48 hours. Well, sir, let me check your account. Sir, what can we do? What can we
Would
do?
you like an advance for next week?
Yeah. Because if you take that type of money out of somebody's bank, you cramp their style.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Their lending ability goes down just a notch. Yeah, man.
All right. That's one thing we don't have to worry about in this room. Is
I don't know,
leveraging the
Big
banks.
Jess. Big Jess. Don't let your house go to chopping blocks. Jess will be like a vulture.
There will be signs.
The rest will be circling your
There will
crib.
be signs. If I ever get that wealthy, I will be signs.
Like you won't be here.
Yeah.
I'll be here.
I laugh at the people. Man, if I had $100 million, man, I'd still come to work. Okay, why you wasting your life?
I'd still come to work, but it'd be a different business model.
For real.
It'd be a
For
totally
real,
different
man.
business.
You dummy. Why you going to go work 18 hours a day?
I'd visit. All right, let's take our first break. When we come back, more
Interest.
things on Hanging with the Boys.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle?
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouthwatering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
Hey, Cowboys fans, the 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
How about them Cowboys? Or how about them Tyson Cowboys Nuggets? As we cheer for the stars on the field, we love that we've also got some stars on our plate, thanks to Tyson brand star-shaped Cowboys Nuggets. That, along with all our other favorite Tyson Foods products, sure make game day special. Score some delicious Tyson Cowboys Nuggets and become a game day star, just like our Cowboys. As you enjoy your stars on and off the plate, remember, tailgates and game day have always been Tyson.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the second segment of Hanging with the Boys, brought to you each and every show by blockchain.com. Thank you, blockchain.com. We'll save 7-Eleven for the next break.
All right.
How about that? Give them double plugs. Nice. 7-Eleven. All right, football is back. And Coach said they want to compete every single day at everything.
Everything.
No,
Ping
I don't say
pong, basketball, football.
Whatever.
What coach doesn't say that? You know what?
You know what,
Yeah,
man?
my fault.
Yeah,
you know what?
for real.
My
Come
bad.
on, man.
My fault.
Ain't even giving
My
this
bad.
man a chance.
My bad.
Hey,
My
you got
bad.
him out the building
My bad.
4 more months.
My bad.
Game 4, week 4, he got him out the building.
My bad. I'm sorry. You're right. You are absolutely right.
At least
I
you're
think that
consistent,
put-
Jess. You've
Continue.
been crushing him from the start. You might as well keep on.
Continue.
Coaches say that, but players want that. I mean, players are competitive by nature. Right?
By nature.
I mean, they're gonna. I remember when I was with the Stars, we were just sitting around waiting on the bus, a bunch of guys playing. And before you know it, they're throwing quarters to see who can get it closest to the wall. You know, it's just
Stars ain't been competitive lately. No, I'm sorry. That's a little.
There's always something, man.
No,
guys are built like that.
Yes, you want to compete at everything, but I'm sorry. Continue.
No, go ahead.
I don't know where I'm. Nah, just go ahead. Finish.
Do you like that? Is every coach like that? Every coach says that. It's coach speak. It's we want to be competitive every day, and we'll play you wherever, the moon, the parking lot, whatever. That's all. But like saying it and then doing it,
promoting
right?
it.
Like the ping pong table and setting things up for. And I was going to ask you that. We talked about this last week while you were gone.
Mm.
A couple of the players have said they haven't seen an environment like this, right? It's early on. It's, they've got ping pong going on. They're competing. They're staying around. Jesse brought this up. It's important to stay around and just hang out with the guys, spend quality time. You guys did that a lot, right? Where y'all were always at the facility playing dominoes, whatever, even when you weren't
playing dominoes, playing cards.
How important
the facility?
Yeah.
In the area of the facility.
Yeah.
Y'all spend a lot of quality time after and before practice. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Quality. Yeah. It was quality, all right.
How important is that to not, like, when the meetings are over, to grab your bag and go? How did that bond you guys on game day, knowing that, like, you get to know them, right? And
you get to know guys personally, their families, who's single, who's not. You get to know the little nuances of what irritates a guy or whatever.
Does that translate into wins and losses, wins on game?
It has a little bit to do with it.
Yeah.
It has a little bit to do with it because if me and Jesse truly bond, and he said, hey, man, I need for you to come do his show, well, Jesse will tell you, I may have acted kind of nonchalant here, but tell him what happened, Jess.
Showed up.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? No, I just can't tell Jesse this and not. So I showed up before they was ready for me to show up.
He changed the day on you.
Yeah, because
2 days early.
Because if you truly about somebody and you say your word is everything, and that's where Micah Irvin got a lot of us. Because he would hang out. He wasn't a big domino guy, whatever, but he would be there, talking on the side, and he would get to know you to the point where, hey, man, what did you tell me, Brian? You said you was going to work out. Or Charles Hayden said, hey, man, I'm over here to work out. So it depends on who your leaders are and how they hold you. The everyday guy like me and you, we just the kick-along guys. We going to do what we do, but we going to get out that door. But if you and Kurt got a real bond, Kurt like, where you going, man? Now all of a sudden I see you like, well, you come on, Shannon. Like, nah, I got told Kurt I'm gonna do this. All of a sudden I got to wait on you. Next thing you know, I'm caught up in that workout just like, yeah. So it just depends on who them leaders are and what type of relationship they have.
Okay.
Did it work like that when you're around? Yeah.
Yep.
It just depends. I'm telling you, everybody's not built to be a leader. I'm telling you, everybody's not built to be a leader.
And just because you're the best player,
don't make you the leader.
Don't make you the leader.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it sounds like 1 + 1 should be 2, but I'm just saying that doesn't
I agree 100%.
necessarily translate to being how it should be.
Yeah, there's so much that goes into. I mean, there's good on-field leaders that aren't necessarily locker room guys, I would think. I mean,
Troy.
Because you got to.
Troy was that good on-field leader. Now, even though he could give you a look, and it made you straighten up, he can give you the look. He'll look at you, and it'll make you get in line.
But off the field, he wasn't like
off the field,
helping guys or whatever.
He was going. He did help me with some commercials, but I
mean, that was a guy like, I can't say it, but that was like a guy like Jason Witten. Like, he led by example.
Yes, he did.
Hey, come to practice, do what I do. But it wasn't like,
come and watch film with
buddy,
me. This is what I
lock, big hangout guy.
When he left here, he went home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do guys in the locker room, will they follow that guy who's just lead by example and on field, or does he kind of?
Everybody has their place and time.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has their place and time because when the game gets tight, you got your emotional leader in Mike, who was our true team leader. You got him, but watch Troy.
Yeah.
He's stoic, he's calm, Mike over there got you geeked and hyped, but you need to calm down, bro. You need to calm down there because you're going to jump offside. Look at Troy. Troy, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, each guy has this place.
Yeah.
Charles Haley was different. He was a leader. He was different. Woody, different. Every guy has his place, and every guy knew when to enforce who he was, you know.
Do you think?
I think I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no.
That's key. Knowing when to assert your leadership. That's key. Because sometimes, you know what? This is Michael Irvin's time. Go.
Yeah.
This ain't my time. This occasion calls for a Michael Irvin cussing out.
Yes.
For everybody.
Yeah.
This isn't my time to come in and be whatever I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna sit back and take it like the rest of us.
Right.
Sometimes we need the rationale of a Woody.
Right.
Woody gonna calm us and give us the rationale and give us a strategic type plan.
Yeah.
That's his time. You know, so I think that's key. It's you have a bunch of leaders, but it's the ones that delegated at the right time. Because in certain tense moments, don't come in here yelling at me. I'm sorry. Not this ain't the moment. This ain't the moment I need you coming here screaming. Whether my energy is off or I'm high sprung, but you coming here yelling and fussing, now I'm yelling and fussing.
Yeah, you done made the situation worse.
You made it worse. Yeah.
And if you hear the same message all the time from the same people, it kind of falls on deaf ears, right?
Yeah, sometimes like that's so good right there. That's so key, man. It's when that leader asserts his or her type of leadership in the proper moments. That is key. That can calm the storm. That can keep the train on the tracks. That can bring guys back together. Yes. When you have the right leaders using their leadership style in the moments that it's needed.
Because Haley could go. Haley would go off and, you know, into the secondary. You know, y'all need to do it. And Woody be like, okay. And then, but he'll pull his boys. You can see him say, hey, fellas, look here. I got this. Listen to my call. Just pay attention to my call, you know. And everybody just calm down and get back to, you know. And Charles will be, you know, be over there, you know, doing what he do. But I loved our blend of guys. And I'm going to tell you, fellas, winning makes it easier.
That's true.
That bickering that you heard that two guys over there on the defensive line was doing before the other guy went away, it's hard to listen to either one of those guys when you're losing because he's trying to enforce his will and the other guy's trying to enforce his will. And 9 times out of 10, the way this team was structured, the younger guy was going to win because time was not on the other guy's side. So even though he may be saying some good stuff about being responsible, being disciplined, they was not hearing it.
Can you win championships? This probably translates to any sport, but football specifically, without multiple leaders?
Yes, you can. The smaller the sport, the more accurate you are. In basketball, it can be one or two guys.
Mm-hmm. What about football?
In football, no. You need some dogs. You need some dogs, and not ignorant dogs, not rabid dogs. Just dogs running around with rabies. You need some, some hardcore get out there guys.
Strategic.
You need some leaders. Yeah, you gonna have like Michael Irvin was our leader. He was the guy. He could mix with anybody, no matter who he was. But Troy had his place, and it was special. Emmett had his place. And he won everybody. You know, on defense, it was Woody. It was Dion. It was Charles Haley. Now, everybody can't be leaders. Now, a lot of people are chirping, and you don't even hear them. Man, get somewhere and sit down. You know?
You were there when Irvin came into the league. How long did it take him to reach that?
Not long, man.
Mm-hmm.
Not long because he wasn't used to losing. High school or college. And his brother used to sit on the sideline crying. I'm like, man, bro, I understand you crying. I said, but we don't have great players. You know, I said, we don't have Yeah, I can't see how the 49ers with Joe roll up in here. I'm like, you see that right there that just left here, bro? You know what I'm saying? We got to do something. How can this lose? And I'm like, okay. And then when Jimmy came, he wrote that big long list of guys. Hey, man, get rid of this guy, this guy, this guy. Yeah, man. Mike was the man. Mike was the man.
And if you want to hear that story, you can look at Unfiltered with Jesse Holly.
Yeah.
Sit down with Michael Irvin. He told that story.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
Yeah, man.
Go to YouTube.
List of
Unfiltered
bro.
with Jesse Holly.
Good story.
It's a great story. His whole sit down was great. My second favorite.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite?
The list, bro.
Really?
The list.
Nate's
I'm gonna write a list on some of these podcasts.
Nate's what?
Nate's still dominating.
Really?
I'm gonna get some of
the
these
cut
guys
list.
off these podcasts. On these podcasts. I gotta
Man.
write a list to Mr. Jones.
Hey,
I wish I did have that power. I wish I did have that power.
You could probably get it. You could
It's
definitely get a
still
list up there.
Derek is the man. Still Derek Eagles is the man.
I will say you probably got more power than you think you do. Just because you don't use it.
I just stay out of the way. I'm looking for the longevity, baby.
I'm with you.
I'm staying out of the way.
At $10 a day over a course of a long
You
time.
add interest.
There you go.
You had that compound interest on it, baby.
Once a week, what we get, that ain't bad.
Yeah.
That covers a lot of bills and a few times eaten out, bro.
All right, let's take our last break. When we come back, more football talk on Hanging with the Boys.
Hey, Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle?
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
Dallas Cowboys Game Day is brought to you by Captain Morgan, the official spiced rum of the NFL. The NFL season is where legends are born on and off the field. Some are last-second plays that turn the tide and change a team's destiny, while others are of friends who follow the captain to make a regular get-together into the stuff of legends. Visit followthecaptain.com. Please drink responsibly. Captain Morgan Original Spiced Rum, 35% alcohol by volume. Captain Morgan Rum Company, New York, New York.
Hey, Cowboys fans, the 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the final segment of Hanging with the Boys. Kurt,
yes, sir.
did you know there is a $5,000 winner every single day at 7-Eleven?
I'm waiting.
Shop with 7 rewards like Jesse, then play the in-app game for a chance to win $5,000 in cash. New daily cash winners only at 7-Eleven. Are you next? No purchase necessary. Ends 1/6/2026. U.S. and D.C. ages 16 and older. For full official rules and free gameplay, go to 5k-a-day.com/rules. There you go.
You got it good that time.
Oh, big gulps, huh?
Just reads weird when
I got 16 cents off gas the other day
for being a rewards member.
But per gallon?
per gallon.
16
Pretty
cents.
solid.
You know what? I'm gonna start going to. How do I just sign up on the phone and all of that? And
You can sign up in the store.
okay.
You know when you check out,
Put your number in.
just put your email and your number in.
Okay. All right.
Signs you
All
up
right.
right there, and you just
All right.
right, and then do it at the pump.
Yeah, every time you go in.
Super easy. Do you have the app?
I don't have the app.
So you do it all
Yeah, I do a roll. Yeah. So I put it in a pump. You get 5 cents every single time, regardless.
Okay, I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna start doing that, man.
All right. So I have a question for
As much as you jive, you probably need to.
Yeah.
for you and Jesse.
Can I ask you a personal but not personal question?
Okay, it's personal. Go ahead on.
Do you use a credit card to get your gas? Like, do you use a rewards credit card to get your?
It just all depends on where I'm at and how much it costs.
Because you would benefit greatly. You and Miss Michelle would benefit greatly if you got a reward, like a points reward card that you just put
just gas.
Gas. You got points back from it. You know, airline. You know, one of the airlines. Who's the official airline of the Dallas Cowboys? American
Airlines.
American Airlines.
American.
I got this. I got that card.
Okay.
Yeah. I use it a lot. Yeah.
He doesn't get hotel points because he just sleeps on the side of the road.
No, not no more. That's too dangerous. Not no more, boy. I go. It ain't the fastest hotel, but bro, I am not sleeping on the side of the road now. I ain't
You
a thing.
quit, really?
Man, please.
Good for you. Good for you.
He looks like an Omni guy.
Yeah, man. The money.
DoubleTree, baby.
And you know what? Thanks to the
Omni is a sponsor.
Airbnbs. That's how I'm saying that right.
Omni.
Thanks to the Airbnbs, hotel prices are rapidly falling.
That's a good point.
All right, so questions for you guys. Jesse, we'll start with you. Nate, we kind of talked about your question on the show last week, so I want to get your opinion now that you're on the show. Jalen Tolbert said he's excited about having Pickens on board. And when you're a guy that's in Jalen's situation, you know, you got a guy that comes in and you were in the running for number 2/3, and now all of a sudden you've moved down one notch on the depth chart like that. You got to be happy for the team because team success is going to be better. But personally, in the back of your mind, what does that do to your mentality and your psyche as a especially in the wide receiver room? You're happy for the team, but you're kind of like, how do you feel? Like what?
Jalen Tolbert feels relieved.
Okay.
I was wondering that.
Explain.
He feels relieved.
No pressure on him?
There's no more pressure.
Now if he can go out and ball out and there's no downside, right?
He doesn't have to worry about being a number 2. He
don't have to worry about being number 2.
Okay,
be a solid
that's
number 3.
He's relieved. He's relieved because there was so much, like, relieved in the sense that I'm not put in the maybe category anymore because it was always CD and some maybes. It was always CD and the others.
Those guys.
Mm-hmm. And everybody, myself included. Remember, I had a Jalen Tolbert agenda.
Right.
And it was like, number two.
Step up.
Step up. Here's your chance. Number 2,
Gotta
number
make
2.
that play. Yeah.
And as much as we want to push that, and I'm sure at some point in time, it may be still floating around in Jalen Tolbert's mind, it's the want to of being, because it sounds good, right? It sounds nice being the number 2. You know what I mean? Like, you have to come to the realization of looking yourself in the mirror and going, I ain't better than CeeDee Lamb.
Everybody likes a good old number 2.
Yeah.
That was a drama, but it was pretty
Always
good.
gotta go.
It was
But
drama.
I think he's relieved. I think the pressure is now off of him. He doesn't have to go out there and live up to this 3rd-round pick and coming in and being the guy. Now he can just come in. He'll be an 11 personnel. He'll get the worst defender. He'll get the worst defender in the secondary.
Yeah. Getting their number
As long
3
as
guy,
CD and long as Pickens are on the field, he's going to get the worst defender in the secondary.
The easiest guy to beat on the field at that time will be on him.
And he had 7 touchdowns when he was the other guy. So hopefully that number can go up. Maybe the numbers, yardage-wise, probably doesn't go up.
Do you ever, because we know receivers are built different mentally, right? They're more flashy. They're more, look at me.
Okay, so there is. Let's put that in this proper context.
Okay.
Let's put it in this proper context. Yes, we have the diva mentality.
Mm-hmm.
That don't stay when you're not the guy.
Is that why it's been such a quiet wide receiver room?
When I was the starting receiver at the University of North Carolina, I was a diva. I was a diva. You know why? I was the number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I was the one the ball was coming to. I was the one that they circled. I can be a diva. When I became a Dallas Cowboy and I was just trying to make the team, guess who wasn't a diva? Guess who just get in where you fit in? Guess who wanted to stay employed? Me. So it wasn't all that diva nonsense. It wasn't that. The diva moniker and the diva title, that don't sit with everybody. That ain't an everybody title. That is relegated, separated, hung up for the guy. CD can be the diva. Maybe George Pickens finds his way to be a diva. Jalen Tolbert ain't no damn diva. Jonathan Mingo ain't no damn diva. Y'all better get in where y'all fit in. Cropper and the rest of y'all, yeah, diva. So y'all better be on the first bus. Y'all better be at the stadium first. Y'all better be on practice field first. Y'all better be first in, last out. Y'all ain't no damn divas.
That's exactly my question. When you, I guess, morph into, how long does it take to set in? Because you always, if you're
80% of the ball start going
when
to
you,
you,
if you're
I have
smart,
the option to go to you.
But it's a little different question that at this level, everybody's an alpha, right? You were an alpha to get
it's
here.
different alphas.
It's different levels of alpha.
It's different
right?
alpha.
When do you get comfortable with being a number 3? Because you always want to be one better than what you are. Even when you're number 1, you want to be the number 1 of number 1s. Do you ever get comfortable mentally to be like, you know what, I'm a number 3, this is what I am, and I'm going to do my best? Or are you always like, I'm going to keep working until I'm number 2? Or is it just everybody's different?
If there is real,
that's at any position.
Let's use Jalen Tolbert for that because he was topic of discussion, right? Mm-hmm. When you looked around and there were chances, right? When you get drafted, you look around the room and you're going, hey, there's CD and a bunch of other guys that are like me. So my spirits are high, right? Like I have a chance. And then you go out there and you're playing a little bit and you're going, a tall task. This ain't as easy. This ain't Alabama State. This ain't what I thought it was, right? And then you just kind of, you work a little hard and you get with Brandon Cooks and you see some other guys and you're saying, okay, all right, let's shoot at this thing again. And you go, boy, that 88's special. Can't do things that he does. We ran the same out route. Mine ended at the 12-yard catch. He broke 2 tackles for an 80-yard touchdown. Consistently. It looked different. And then you start looking around and you go, wow, they brought in George Pickens, huh? All right, well, I better secure his number 3 spot. I better beat out the rest of these maybes. I better be the alpha of the number 3s. That's where I better be. Mm-hmm. But you look around the room and you start saying, and then you also, not that you pocket watch, but you start understanding the business. Mm-hmm. And you going, he make 30.
Yeah, he's cheaper than me, and then
he make 30. Unless
on an extra specialty,
unless I set myself on fire and not get burnt,
if we're close to even, I'm gone.
We ain't even close. Yeah. That number takes us out of the stratosphere. Mm-hmm. We ain't close. Let me start looking at somebody I'm more comparable to. Now I'm fending off the rest of these jokers because I ain't getting there no more.
But that's what I guess my question is. Do you know?
And
Brock Hoffman knows.
It don't take long.
Brock Hoffman knows.
How long do you think it takes?
You had
a year?
The thing that comes to reality real quick,
camp?
and I watched.
I would say about a year and a half.
I watched receivers. Mike came in as the number 1 pick, and I remember his growth. You knew it was something about Mike's. And he was special because when he came in, I don't know who the receivers was, Mike throw me the ball. So evidently Mike saw what was out there and knew. Now it was time for the coaches to catch up and for Troy to catch up. So when Troy said, okay, he threw him the ball. And then next thing you know, you see him and Mike working after practice. So now Mike starting to get 80% of all the balls, or the position he played, Troy was looked at him first to see what his coverages were. And so it didn't take Mike long. Now, it may took a year and a half for him to be Michael Irvin, but it did not take him long. Where it took Alvin Harper even to be the number 2 guy, it took him a year to feel his way through the league, because not only are you looking at the guy that's your number one, you're looking at who is covering you each game. And each team do it different. Some people will double that 2, and some people would double that 1. It just depends on what they think is best in their scheme. So that's why it may take a little longer, because you going to face week in and week out better players. Mm-hmm. You know, so some guys can get it quick. Some guys, it take a minute.
When I came into the league, my first team was Cincinnati Bengals. It took me a training camp to realize I saw Chad Johnson run the routes.
Right.
I tried to run the route like he ran the route.
Right.
Almost lost my leg.
Right.
I said, "Oh, that's different. How he turned like that full speed?" And you realize at that time why he makes $8 million a year. This is why who he is. And then you start looking around and you start, like, you know, I get here and I you look at a kid like Dez who didn't even tie his shoes sometimes to go out there and practice with cleats untied.
Is there a difference when you're, you know, your whole life has been about football or sports, right? And you've done it on the basketball field and the basketball court, football field. When you watch it on TV, it's like, wow, that's special, but I can do that. And then is it different when you're there in person and you physically see it? Like, so coming out of North Carolina in college, it's like, oh, I can do that. Maybe not at the highest level, but I can do that. And then you get there in person, is it like, oh, this is different?
Because what you see,
real.
Yeah.
Because what you see, TV is 2 seconds slower than real life. That's what hurts a lot of kids. They mamas and they dads, and see that, son? See that? Even when you're watching a video of somebody, see that, son? You can do that. Yeah, you doing that on kids, you twice as fast. But real life brings you to real life, to reality. Real life. Like when I watch the hockey game on TV, I'm like, them good dudes all right. And then when I watch the hockey game live, I'm like, I couldn't do this in a million years. Real life, when people can lay hands on you, real life, it's a different story. Yeah. And I tell people that.
Yeah, you look out there like, and that's why I always get to the tape argument fight type thing. People be like, "Oh, pause it. Look, he could have done that right there." Oh.
Come on, man.
Come on, hold on. He could have done what? You see that snarling 300-pound dude standing in front of him? He didn't got hit by him 3 times already today, and you gonna send me a still shot about? Man, get out of my face. No. Because you don't understand. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but when you see people who are at sizes, you like them, big black men, do things at a rate that that humans should not be doing it at, you just sit back and you go, you're in awe. And to be in awe and be in the group is all you need to know. Like, to Kurt, you're a baseball guy. To watch baseball legends, Hall of Famers, be in awe of Barry Bonds batting. Wait a second. You're a Hall of Famer, and you sit there in awe of another dude. That tells me all I need to know about what that dude was. If the Hall of Famer is like, let me tell you something. That dude at the plate, unreal. And he's the one speaking is of another world. That's when you know. Like, that's when you're in the number and you're looking at the other numbers and you're going, that's unreal. And I'm in the number. I'm of the 1%.
I just wondered if it translates for athletes watching TV. It's like, oh yeah, he's good, but then you get in person, it's like, oh wow, that's
you can watch it on film and then like
and then you see it in person, it's like
you can watch it on film and then until you have Reggie White put his hands on you, you don't really understand how strong he is.
Jerome Brown.
You know, until you have to deal with that type of okay. And he clock you upside the head, you go, hold on. Hey, that wasn't in film.
You know what's so funny? And it just goes to show you that when Michael Jordan did his documentary, you know, you had all of these people, good, bad, or indifferent, saying things, even players. But one thing that was resting assured, that one night when that first episode came on, the world was
Everybody
watching.
was watching. Mm-hmm.
That's the Hall of Famers, non-Hall of Famers, the wannabes, the coulda-bees, the shoulda-beens, and I remember this dude, how good he was. Everybody was watching. And so and that's what Jess is talking about, man. That's what he's – when you see real live, if you ever saw Jordan play real live basketball or LeBron in his youthful days, just when they was real, when they was pay to go see him, and you'll realize, like, this is different. So when you come out of college, and even though it's the kid at Duke, supposed to be a great kid, when he gets to the league, he gonna see what everybody else saw. These things up here is real.
Everybody like me.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, what can I do
like
to
me.
separate myself? Yeah.
All right, we got to get out of here. We're late. Nate, I'm going to save your question for next week.
Okay. All right.
If we're all here.
And that's we coming to the end of this thing, right? There's one a week, aren't we?
I don't know, Chris.
Because
A couple more weeks.
Yeah.
ain't too many more finna house.
Mini camp.
Training camp right around the corner.
And then we get to see these guys for real. I think they got the Rams coming up in camp. We'll get to see the real.
For real, for real. All right, fellas.
See if this
good
osmosis
stuff.
can go a little bit further.
Jesse, Nate, Kurt, glad we all got back together again. Chris, thanks for keeping us on the air. Josh, thanks for keeping them coming.
7-11, here I come.
We will be back next week, same time, same place.
We out!
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!